I swear, it's like everyone's doing a new build house these days. All right, maybe not everyone, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but these days it definitely is something that more people are interested in, or they're at least open to new construction and taking that route when it comes to buying a new home, where not as many people are dead set on buying an existing home. And there are a few reasons behind that I want to talk about in this video if you're considering a new construction. Whether you live in St. Louis and you're doing a new build 5 minutes away from where you live, or if you're moving to St. Louis from out of state looking at doing a new build home. Now, here are the big 3 reasons I'm going to expand on in this video as to why more people are considering new construction. Number 1, people are getting tired of competing for limited options. When there's not much for sale and it's competitive to get a house, people start to consider more new builds. Number 2, it is getting expensive to renovate a home these days if you buy something that needs work. And number 3, with new construction, you get what you want, how you want it. So let's get into this video and talk a little bit about how things are changing and some stuff to consider if you are thinking about going the route of new construction in St. Louis. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob. So the first thing, people are tired of having limited options and they're tired of having to compete in multiple offer situations for what's on the market. As crazy as it might sound, even with interest rates above 7 and 8%, we're still seeing multiple offer situations. It's not as crazy as it was back in 2020 and 2021, where everything on the market was in multiple offers. But don't get me wrong, we've had clients, whether they're looking in the 400,000s or in the 1 to 1.5 million price range, offer on homes where there are 2 or 3 other offers and we're having to up the price to win the offer. When it becomes more expensive for you to go over list price on a house because your interest rate is no longer 3%, a lot of people we've talked to have started to get sick of that and instead go new construction, where there is no competition. It's just a matter of choosing your lot, negotiating your upgrades, and pricing out your floor plan, and then it's a waiting game. And here's the thing that is still contributing to multiple offer situations these days is that we had a ton of people buy a house in 2021 who got a 3% interest rate, if not lower. And these days, there's fewer people that want to sell that house because they don't want to upgrade to an 8% interest rate. It just makes a really big difference as far as how much house you can afford. But then that means there's still a bunch of people that want to buy a house and there are limited pickings. And here's the thing, yes, you'll always pay a premium for new construction. You know, it's going to be more expensive than buying an existing home, same style, same size. But when everything on the market is getting more expensive, both in terms of the price and the competition jacking up the price even more, it kind of starts to make it less of a difference between how much you'll pay for a new build home and how much you'll pay for an existing home. So that's kind of the gist of multiple offer situations these days. Yes, they still happen, not as common as 2 years ago, but people are choosing to opt out of all that and go with new construction instead. And hey, by the way, if you are considering new construction or even buying an existing home, if you want help, shoot us an email or shoot us a text. My team and I are licensed realtors. We do representation on new construction homes. Now, that's a very different process than buying a pre-existing home, but most builders are pretty encouraging of having a real estate agent. We'll walk you through the process, picking out your floor plan, upgrades, negotiating with the builder, and doing site visits once a week, whether you live here and you can't make it because of work and family obligations, or if you live out of state, we're here to visit that site for you every week and make sure that things go according to plan, because sometimes they don't. And if you're wondering about what's the point of having an agent on new construction, it's mostly that, to make sure things go according to plan and to step in when things don't. No pressure, totally up to you either way. I hope you enjoy this video. Now, when we talk about new construction homes, there's 2 different types. There are custom builders and there are production builders. In this video, I'm talking mostly about production builders. Some of this will also apply to custom builders, but production builders are the ones that will build these large communities and open up a new neighborhood that might have 4 houses, it might have 400 houses. And there's a lot of different types of neighborhoods you'll see being built. Now, some of the biggest production builders you'll probably run into if you live here or you're moving here are McBride, Lombardo, McKelvey, Fisher, Fisher and Fritchell, those are separate, and Consort. Those are just some of the big guys as far as the number of homes they do every year. Now moving on to number 2, a lot of people are switching gears and going to new construction as an alternative to renovating a home or doing some kind of big addition. And there's 2 reasons that's getting more expensive. First, labor and materials are more expensive these days. I mean, if you're trying to put in a brand new kitchen, depending on who you go with, you might have a tough time doing that for less than $100,000. You're going to have these 6-figure projects if you want to renovate your home. And so sometimes people are choosing to save that money and put it towards just building a new house. And the second reason is that unless you're paying for these projects with cash, it is a lot more expensive to do a HELOC or get some kind of second loan to do these construction projects. And these days, when it's 7 and 8%, it's just a tougher pill to swallow. So again, people are choosing to go with, let's just build a new house, sell the current one as is, and take that money that you would have paid for renovations and just put it towards all of your upgrades on the new home. Now, number 3, and probably the most obvious reason people are choosing to go with new construction, is that you get exactly what you want. It's brand new, you get a warranty for all the new stuff you have in there, no work needed, hopefully very little maintenance. It's sometimes just an easier option overall, and plus you get to design your finishes, your floor plan, and have your house exactly how you want it. And I feel like these days, especially if you have more custom wants in a home, it's easier to find that by doing new construction than in an existing home. So for example, we've seen people that have wanted a 2-story home, but they've wanted 2 separate primary suites on the main floor. Because a typical 1.5-story home usually just has one main floor master and everything else is upstairs. But if you want separate master suites, or if you want multiple home offices, or you want more of a multi-generational home where you have living space, main floor, on the upstairs, and below that's all separated. Stuff like that is sometimes easier to get by building a home how you want it, as opposed to trying to find a specific home on the market that already has that or has room where you could put in a separate suite on the main floor. Or maybe you want a laundry room on the first floor and the second floor, or if you just want to be able to pick out exactly where your electrical outlets are going to go, pick out your countertops, your cabinets, the floors, the carpet, exactly the color and style that you want. New construction is just a lot easier way of doing that. I mean, honestly, if you're looking at some of these new build communities, especially the bigger ones, they're really nice. In addition to the new homes, the brand new finishes, all that kind of stuff, we're seeing these builders go in with walking trails, community playgrounds, pools, picnic tables, all this outdoor and community space. There's a lot more desire to have that. I feel like after everyone got isolated in COVID and working from home, it's like people want to have that community back and have a neighborhood that has all of your community features. And it's tough to say how things are going to evolve in 2024 as far as interest rates, the housing market, the market for new construction homes specifically, but these are a few things that are definitely influencing that and why people are building new homes. So I hope that was helpful to get an understanding of the new construction market these days. Again, if you're curious about new construction, if you got a house you want to build, you want to buy, you want to sell, send us an email or just shoot over a text message, whatever works for you. We would love to work with you. Outside of that, looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video on the Living St. Louis channel. Take care.